hope you guys are having an amazing week or weekend, depending on when this video is coming out. But we've got a major component that we're going to be upgrading on the C32AMG, and that includes the intake setup here. This is a custom intake. From the research I've done, this intake is gonna suck in more air than the stock intake. I'm super excited about this. I've also heard with this intake, you can hear the supercharger. Hopefully it actually does that. Let me go ahead and explain to you what all I have and how you can get this set up. This is gonna gain you a lot of gains, especially when you get it tuned. Also guys, keep in mind, I'm gonna list every single link for you guys to purchase every single item here so you can get this installed in your C32AMG. And if you guys are excited, go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe as well, because these are some goodies that I'll be sharing with you guys that will be costly efficient in order to gain some power on your C32. So what you would need for this kit, this is a 70-degree 3-inch bent tube. This is going to connect to the throttle body. But in order to connect to the throttle body, you would need the M113K intake connector that connects to the throttle body. And then it connects to this guy. The next piece you would need is this piece right here. This is Spectre. This I got off of Amazon. When you purchase this on Amazon, it already comes with the intake, as you can see right there. So you wouldn't have to buy this separately, and it's very cost efficient. This right here, I actually got off Amazon as well. I decided to go with this length, which is I believe a 12-inch. Again, the link is in the description. I just went with this size, but I'm gonna end up cutting it, and you guys will see how I cut it and have it fitted into the engine bay. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously you're gonna need some clamps. This already comes with this clamp, so you wouldn't need to buy a clamp for this. This clamp already came with this, so it comes with 2 clamps, so you can have one for either side. So I didn't have to purchase a separate. And this clamp, I believe I already had with me. So yeah, those are pretty much the clamps you would need. The M113K setup right here, the intake to the throttle body, you can use zip ties or you can use the clamps that already come with the intake, and I'll show you guys once I have that set up. Looking at the stock setup here, you guys are familiar with this setup. A little more details on this setup with what I got going on here. Obviously, you guys probably already know this setup is going to look exactly the same as Needs Wings setup, and which is pretty cool. Definitely this setup is a must compared to the stock setup. Now you could also keep this setup. They do actually sell spacers for this box itself, so it can lift up so more air can be pushed in. I mean, obviously this is a 3-inch going into this. It kind of reduces and goes in here, and the filter in here reduces as well, and then restriction right here. In terms of power, I'm not too sure, but if you really want to see the real gains on this setup, definitely a tune with it, because just it being set up alone, obviously without a tune, you're not going to gain as much, maybe 5 horsepower, but with a tune, you're probably going to see anything between, 10 to 15 horsepower, maybe even more. I gotta say, it's definitely a must. So again, links will be in the description down below if you guys want to copy this setup. Let me go ahead and get everything set up here, and I'll show you guys how it looks like, and then we can go for a quick rip. So check it out, I've got one side done. Again, I said I'm gonna cut here so I can fit it through the engine bay. For the filter portion, you want this side pointing towards the outside of the car, and this side pointing towards the throttle body. So once you get the air filter fixed, you would go ahead and put your coupler here as well, and then clamp it down. And for this 70-degree, make sure you have another coupler in between the filter and the 70-degree tubing, and then just clamp it down, and that's pretty much it. Guys, everything is installed. It actually looks really good. I want to give you a little bit of some montage, even though I know you guys know how exactly it's going to look in the car. So here it is. So there are a few tips I want to give you guys before you actually install it, so you don't waste your time like I did. Don't assemble this before trying to install it. Just do it piece by piece, because when I tried installing it assembled, it was very difficult to actually get this fitted through here before fitting it through the Y pipe right here. So just do it piece by piece. First thing is first, you're gonna get this in there, and then you're gonna connect this guy, and then obviously zip tie it down so it's secured. One other tip for this setup, it's different on the drivers versus the passengers, because the passengers, there's a lot more space in between versus the driver's side. So the driver's side, as you can tell, I had to split up this coupler right here, the 12-inch coupler. So I used it on this 70-degree elbow and connected it down here to the filter in order to get this to fit through. There's no way this filter can fit in between here, versus on the passenger side, it's very easy to just fit the filter right here and just have it go through here. So that's what I ended up doing. So it looks a little different. This part, you know, I used a little bit of some coupler here. This one I had to use a longer piece because this is so flexible that it'll be able to bend in between the oil cap and the ESP, and then obviously it goes down here. The third thing is these 90 degrees elbows. I didn't know you can actually get shorter ones, and I believe that's what they look like on the Needs Wings air filters, because it comes up to right about here before the filter here is connected here, before aligning it all up to go through the air ducts right here. This is flipped versus on this side, so I have it down here versus it being up here. Really, it doesn't bother me. This, I had to stick it this way so I can be able to push the filter all the way down here, because this will be getting in contact with this part right here. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it that you would need to know. Again, if you don't want to have your filters all the way down here, you can have this shorter, so you can have your filters over here and then go from there. I did some more research and actually found out this picks up about 15 wheel horsepower without a tune. So I'm actually pretty surprised. I think you probably need a tune, but 15 horsepower just without a tune with this, that's pretty great. Once you get that tune, you're gonna experience that airflow at the top of the band whenever you do a pull. We can go for a drive, see if we can hear some supercharger whines. Hopefully you guys can hear it inside the cabin. I don't know if it's actually gonna pick up on camera, to be honest. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Okay. Hopefully it's picking up on camera. All right, I have the sunroof open, so let's see here. Hear it? Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Dude, this thing is quick. I can already feel it's quicker. Dang. We're about like almost ready for a stage 1 tune. I don't know, what do you guys think? Change out the pulley before getting the tune? I've heard some people take out the secondary cats and get a tune. I'm not sure how much it's gonna do, but I'm not sure. I would have to talk to my tuner and go from there. So I'll catch you guys at home. So there you have it, guys. Custom intake setup for only about 320 bucks, depending on what items you already have, but roughly it's gonna be around that price range. I gotta say, it's totally worth it. Oh, also, the other thing I noticed, it's not just supercharger noise you hear at full throttle. You do occasionally hear it depending on what gearing you're in, when you're taking off from the light, or when you're making a turn, or just regular driving and you want to make a pass. You're definitely going to hear it. Honestly, I'm glad I kind of have my filters right here, because just feeling the air temps from the engine, this pipe is pretty hot, but this filter is pretty cool. And then the more I keep going down here, there's no heat right here. So this is actually pretty cool. I can keep my hand here for this long. You guys just saw I was doing pulls after pulls and my hand is still here. But this, yeah, it's pretty hot. If you want to keep those filters cool, just have them here rather than up here. Well, if you guys enjoyed this content, go ahead and smash the like button, especially subscribe, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, take care.